Have you ever wondered why you feel that constant need to show your life on social media? Think about it for a moment. Every time you upload a photo, every time you post a status, every time you share what you are doing, you are looking for something. Validation, approval, a confirmation that you exist, that you matter, that your life has value. And while you wait for those likes, those comments, that digital attention, something inside you is weakening. Because the truth is this: truly powerful men do not need to announce what they are doing. They do not need the world to know every step they take, every achievement they accomplish, every moment they live. They simply act, build, move forward. And the respect they generate does not come from what they post, but from what they achieve in silence. This video was not created to entertain you with flashy images passing on the screen. It was created to teach you something that can completely change the way you think about yourself and about real power. So focus on listening to what is being said. We are not going to waste time putting meaningless images just to keep your attention. This is a video to evolve and develop, not to satisfy your need for empty entertainment. So pay attention to the audio, because every word matters. I have studied for years how men like Thomas Shelby build their presence and their power. And one of the most fascinating things I have discovered is this: they understand that true power is invisible until it needs to be seen. Shelby does not go around announcing his plans, does not share with everyone what he is building, does not seek applause for every strategic move he makes. He moves in the shadows, acts with precision, and only when absolutely necessary does he show his hand. And when he does, the impact is devastating because nobody saw it coming. That is the fundamental difference between a man who has real power and a man who just wants to appear powerful. The powerful man builds in private and reaps in public. The weak man posts in public and reaps frustration in private. And today, I want to share with you 5 psychological principles that explain why stopping posting on social media can be one of the most transformative decisions you can make in your life. The first principle is that of attention economy. Every time you post something on social media, you are giving away a part of your mental and emotional energy to the outside world. You are creating an expectation, a cycle of dependency, where your mood depends on other people's responses. And here is the problem: most of those people do not know you, do not really care about you, and are so trapped in their own insecurities that their likes and comments mean absolutely nothing. But your brain does not know that. Your brain interprets each notification as a small reward, a small dose of dopamine that makes you feel good for an instant, and then leaves you empty, seeking the next one. It is the same mechanism that slot machines use in casinos. Variable and unpredictable rewards that keep you hooked, always waiting for the next stroke of luck, the next moment of validation. Men like Thomas Shelby understand that their attention is their most valuable resource. They do not give it away to just anyone, do not waste it seeking external approval. They reserve it for what really matters: strategy, construction, action. When you stop posting, you recover that attention. You direct it inward, toward your goals, toward your development. And something interesting happens. You start acting instead of announcing. You start building instead of pretending. The second principle is that of perceived value. In social psychology, there is a concept called scarcity, and it works like this: what is difficult to obtain, what is rare, what is not available to everyone is automatically perceived as more valuable. When you constantly post on social media, you become common, predictable, accessible. People know exactly where you are, what you are doing, what you are thinking. There is no mystery, no intrigue, no reason for anyone to wonder about you. But when you disappear, when you withdraw from the digital noise, something changes in the way others perceive you. Suddenly, you become interesting. People wonder what you are doing, why you have not posted, what has changed in your life. And when they finally see you in person, when they interact with you face to face, your presence has weight. It has value, because they have not diluted it by watching your entire life parade across a screen. Observe how the most respected leaders manage their public image. They are not everywhere. Do not share every thought. Do not seek constant attention. They appear when it is important. Speak when they have something valuable to say. And the rest of the time they are building, preparing, strengthening. That calculated scarcity is not coincidence. It is strategy. It is understanding that your value is not measured by your digital visibility, but by the real impact you generate in the physical world. The third principle is that of fragmented self-image. Every time you create a post on social media, you are constructing a version of yourself for public consumption. An edited, filtered, carefully curated version to show only what you want others to see. And here is the danger. Over time, that artificial version starts to separate from who you really are. You start living for that image, making decisions based not on what you really want, but on how it will look on your profile. You go places not because they interest you, but because they are photogenic. You do things not because you are passionate about them, but because they will generate reactions. And slowly, without realizing it, you lose contact with your true self. You become a character playing a role for an audience that does not really exist. Men like Shelby do not have versions. There is no public Shelby and private Shelby. There is one man, consistent, integral, acting from his principles regardless of who is watching. That internal coherence is what generates real presence. When you stop posting, you start living for yourself again. You start making decisions based on what you really want to build, not on what will look good on a screen. And that recovered authenticity becomes magnetism. People feel when someone is real, when they are not acting, when they are not seeking approval. And that generates respect in a way that no amount of likes could ever generate. The fourth principle is that of competitive energy. This is something very few men understand. When you share your plans, when you announce your goals, when you post about what you are going to achieve, you are inviting competitive and sabotaging energy into your life. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. In fact, most people are so trapped in their own mediocrity that your success reminds them of their failures. And consciously or unconsciously, they will start putting obstacles, sowing doubts, minimizing your achievements. It is human nature. That is why true strategists keep their moves secret until it is impossible to stop them. In chess, you do not announce your strategy before executing it. In war, you do not reveal your battle plan to the enemy. In business, you do not share your competitive advantage with the competition. And in life, you should not be broadcasting your most important objectives to hundreds or thousands of people who have no real interest in your success. Shelby builds his empire in the shadows. He makes his moves when nobody is watching. And only when he has already won does the world find out what he accomplished. That is strategic intelligence. That is energy protection. When you stop posting your plans and start executing them in silence, you eliminate interference. You eliminate envy. You eliminate sabotage. And when you finally achieve what you set out to do, the impact is much greater because nobody saw it coming. The fifth principle is that of recovered time. Let us be brutally honest here. How many hours have you lost on social media? Not just posting, but consuming. Scrolling aimlessly, watching other people's lives, comparing yourself, feeling like you are not enough, do not have enough, are not doing enough. And all that time, those hours, those accumulated days, could have been invested in building something real, in developing a skill, in strengthening your body, in expanding your mind, in building a business, in deepening real relationships. But instead, you gave them to a screen in exchange for absolutely nothing. The most successful and respected men I have studied have something in common. They are extremely protective of their time. They do not waste it on activities that generate no return. They do not give it away to distractions disguised as connection. They invest it strategically in activities that compound interest, that build momentum, that create real value. When you eliminate social media from your daily life, you recover on average between 2 and 4 hours a day. Imagine what you could build with 2 additional hours each day focused on something that really matters. In a year, that is more than 700 hours. 700 hours of focused work on your development, on your business, on your body, on your mind. That is not insignificant. That is transformative. Now, I understand you may be thinking, but I need social media for my work, for my business, to keep in touch with important people. And it may be true. I am not suggesting that you completely eliminate your digital presence if it is a necessary tool for your career. What I am suggesting is that you radically change your relationship with it. Use social media as a tool, not as a source of validation. Post when you have something valuable to share, not when you need to feel important. Share results, not processes. Show accomplished achievements, not empty intentions. And above all, stop consuming. Stop scrolling aimlessly. Stop comparing your life with the edited versions of other people's lives. Because every minute you spend watching what others are doing is a minute you are not using to build what you should be doing. There is something deeply liberating about disappearing from digital noise and focusing on your physical reality. Because that is where power is really built. Not in likes and comments, but in daily discipline. Not in stories and reels, but in consistent work that nobody sees. Not in followers and engagement, but in real skills that generate real value. Men who really have something to offer do not need to shout their value from a screen. Their value is evident in how they move through the world, in how they handle pressure, in how they solve problems, in how they treat people, in the results they generate. And those results speak louder than any post ever could. If you have made it this far in this video, it means that something I said resonated with you. And if so, I ask you a simple favor. Like this content and subscribe to the channel. Not because I need the numbers, but because by doing that you are telling the algorithm that this type of content that really seeks to add value and promote real development, is what you want to see more of. You are voting for content with substance over content designed solely for empty entertainment. And honestly, if this helped you in any way, if it changed your perspective even a little bit, that simple gesture helps it reach more men who need to hear this. Let me leave you with this final reflection. Thomas Shelby is not powerful because everyone knows who he is. He is powerful because when he acts, the impact is undeniable. When he speaks, the words have weight. When he moves, things change. And all that power was built in silence, in private, away from the spotlights and public opinion. Most men seek attention because they believe that is power. But they are wrong. Real power is what you build when nobody is watching. It is the discipline you maintain when there are no applause. It is the work you do when there are no cameras. It is the person you become when there is no audience to impress. And when you finally present yourself to the world, not with posts, but with results, with capability, with authentic presence, the respect you generate is deep and lasting. Because you did not ask for it, you earned it. You did not seek it, you built it. You did not announce it, you demonstrated it. So I leave you with this question. What could you build if you took all that energy you now invest seeking external validation and redirected it toward your internal development? What version of yourself could you create if you stopped worrying about how you are seen and started focusing on who you really are and who you want to become? The answer to that question is in your hands, and it begins the day you decide that your real life is more important than your digital life. The day you decide to build in private to reap in public. The day you decide to be powerful instead of just appearing powerful. That day, everything changes, and that day can be today.